Welcome again. This is World Talks, where every word matters. I'm Anna Kalczyńska. Good evening. In 2 weeks, the German politics might reshuffle completely as migration is at the top of the German voters' concern. On one hand, powerful demonstrations shake the German streets against AfD, which has gained support in recent polling, and its parliamentary collaboration with the mainstream conservative Christian Democrats, the party likely to top the polls on the election day. As always, however, surprises may occur, as recently the left has regained traction in the polls. Joining us today is on TVP World here to discuss this is Piotr Andrzejewski, Institute for Western Affairs. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here.
And the pleasure is ours. So after the latest debate, Scholz-Merz, what are your latest predictions about who's to win the election?
Well, the debate was not a game changer, to put it mildly. It was more a talk of not a talk made by or a debate made by two political opponents. It was a debate between two future coalition partners. This is how it looked like. It was very mild, and maybe it was the most important thing was not said during the debate. It was focused mostly on the past, what happened or didn't happen, but the biggest issues, the biggest challenges that are standing in front of Germany were not addressed. There was not much said about the global arms race. There was not much said about new trade wars rising with the Trump administration in the USA. There was also not much being said about innovativeness and competitiveness of the German economy. Nothing was said about artificial intelligence or the automotive sector or biomedicine. There are so many topics that were omitted that this debate could be as good as non-existent, basically.
However, Friedrich Merz mentioned Poland, France and United Kingdom as potential partners in terms of defending Europe. So that was important from our perspective.
Okay, there is one of the biggest points of criticism that Merz is directing at the Olaf Scholz as a chancellor is the fact that in optics of Merz, Scholz is responsible for deteriorating relations with all of German neighbors. Most importantly, with France. It's like this motor of this engine of European integration. The German-French engine has basically ceased to function properly. And Merz is also highlighting the importance of Poland. Poland has changed in the last 10 years. It's no longer a developing country. It's a developed economy, probably surpassing the threshold of $1 billion of GDP this year. It's very important geographically and militarily in supporting Ukraine, and therefore Merz recognizes the shifting geopolitical focus in Europe and is addressing it. And this is something that Scholz is failing to see and failing to address. Also, what is the biggest difference between the two candidates is that Scholz still maintains his idea of not sending long-range missiles, namely the Taurus missiles, German-made missiles, to Ukraine to support. Then this is something that Friedrich Merz would like to do straight away. He also is criticizing Scholz that he was undecisive with helping Ukraine, and the Ukraine would have been in a much better position if Germany acted more decisively and quickly. So obviously there are some differences between the two. There are also differences on how to address the economical policy. Germany has entered a recession 2 years in a row, and the economical outlook for 2025 is not positive either. It will be either a stagnant economy or a third year of an economical contraction. So, but they couldn't be more different actually when it comes to economical policy. Scholz would like to see more subsidized economy and more taxes. On the other hand, Friedrich Merz, coming from the financial sector, where he worked for decades, he wants lower taxes and incentivize more work.
So we understand, as we understand that after the debate and previously also after this famous Friedrich Merz's bold move with anti-immigrant law in the parliament, and his alliance, for that matter, with AfD, raised the polls for SPD. And so do you see here a potential race that Friedrich Merz has made somehow a fatal error?
No, the changes are minor, and we have to look at the bigger picture. Friedrich Merz is not looking to support the Social Democrats. It's simply the effect of mobilizing the more progressive part of the German electorate. So in this case, the voters of the Social Democratic Party of Germany, who are simply terrified by the rise of AfD. And this is something that Merz wants to prevent as well. This is why he's taking certain parts from their program, and that he will be the one implementing it. This is, well, a risky strategy. He's walking the line, but it has to be said that, well, if Friedrich Merz's government, whoever will be his coalition partner, either the liberals from the Free Democratic Party or the Greens, if they'll fail to implement changes regarding migration policy, AfD could be not the second, but the first party in the elections in 2029. So therefore, he needs to act upon what he says. Obviously, there was this discussion whether is it politically correct to use AfD as a supporting as a voting support in the German parliament, and perhaps the stark resistance of the German population, 75% of German voters have a negative outlook on what on this strategy or on this event. Well, it clearly shows that the German society is not ready, and that he maybe overstretched himself a little bit. So it was a mistake on Friedrich Merz's part.
Okay, so let's leave those two opponents and now turn to the left, because the left party is experiencing an unexpected momentum boost just before the elections. Nearly 23,000 people have joined the far left party since the start of the year, we learn. And so apparently this is a reaction for the rise of AfD. So are we observing further polarization in Germany? And is this going to be a trend also? And the center is going to be divided between the two, stretched somehow?
Yes. The two major parties secured more than 2/3 of the votes usually, and this will not be the case anymore. And we can see that it's not on. Well, actually, when speaking about the left, we have to mention the new party, the Bündnis Sarah Wagenknecht, or the union of Sarah Wagenknecht, who was a former member of the Linke, of the left party. And it was her fringe movement that took away the voters of the Die Linke party. And now it's only a movement of electorate between those two rather minor left-wing parties, and it is not clear whether either of them will be able to surpass the electoral threshold of 5%. The same thing could be said about the liberals. So we have three parties now that are competing in the election, that we are not certain if they will be able to get into the Bundestag, into the German parliament, which is very important on how to form on how the new coalition will look like in the future, and how the new arithmetics of the new Bundestag will look like.
Thank you very much. It's apparently not easy terrain to navigate on politically in Germany right now. I'm talking about the immigration, which absolutely divides the society. Thank you so much again. Piotr Andrzejewski, Institute for Western Affairs, was our guest tonight. Thank you very much for being with us, sir.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching World Talks. Stay tuned to TVP World for more information and for more comments.